Peace and blessings to everyone. You know who it is once again. It is the Credit Doctor, Angelo, coming to you with another video on the credit repair process. And as you guys come into the room, we want you to know that we're streaming on two of our Facebook pages, YouTube and TikTok Live. So we got all these things going on. So we're going to try to get to any comments or questions, but we're going to be talking about medical bills, basically how to get medical bills removed from your credit report. Some good news about how medical bills will be deleted from your credit report this year. We're going to talk about that as well. We're going to talk about some debt collectors, how to deal with debt collectors, right? How to deal with their phone calls. We'll try to get to a lot of these things, like collection letters that they may send you. We're going to talk about that as well. Then if you're watching us on Facebook Live, or any one of our Facebook pages, and you want to make a comment, just allow StreamYard to access your computer, phone, or however you're using it, and then you can actually make comments in side our comment section. Let me just move this here a little bit. Okay, that's even better. Okay, because we got to see comments coming in together. TikTok Live, you guys who are coming into the room, if you have any questions, we're talking all things credit repair, medical bills, how to get medical bills removed from your credit report. If you like what we're saying, of course, give us some hearts, some likes, all that good stuff, right? And of course, Facebook Live, give us some hearts. Let us know you're in the room. Give us some comments. Now, if you don't allow stream, if you don't click on that StreamYard link that's above the page in Facebook, you're going to make comments and I won't be able to see it until I get off of the live because we're streaming from StreamYard, all right? But if you want me to see your comments, make sure you click on the link so StreamYard can have access to your computer or your phone so we can see your comments, all right? And YouTube, of course, if you're watching us on YouTube, you can just make a comment right in there and we will see it. All right, so as you guys are coming into the room, we're talking about medical bills, right? There's a big thing. The Department of the Consumer Protection Bureau came out with a study talking about how medical bills is one of the major, at least 80% of things found on people's credit reports are medical bills, medical debts. It is one of the biggest things that people deal with when it comes to them trying to clean up their credit, right? And how medical bills end up on there, because a lot of times, you know how it is when you go to the doctor or you go to the hospital to ask how you doing, what's happening, right? When you go to the hospital, you go to the doctor's office and you think that you're covered by your medical bills, and months later, you come on or you get a notice, from another doctor or another office saying you owe this debt, this medical bill. You're like, well, where did this come from? I was covered. I paid my deductible, and my insurance is supposed to cover the rest of it. But a lot of times, you get double charged, or another doctor sees you, or whatever the case may be, and they bill you for it. And that's how all these medical debts end up on your credit reports. Now, you guys who know this, right? You guys know this. Sometimes you may see medical bills for like $10, $20, $12, and then as high as $10,000 or $5,000 or $2,000. But it's those small ones that hurt you the most, right? Because when the debt collector puts a collection debt on your credit report for $10, for $8, for $9, guess what? You can lose as much as 35 to 60 points off your credit report just because of one collection account. And you up there, you're trying to clean up your credit. You got your score up to the 700, and guess what? A medical debt hits your account. And next thing you know, boom, you lost 65 points on your credit report. And now you go from high 700s to high 6 something. Or if you're in the 600, you drop all the way down to the low 600. Now the question is, what can you do about it? What should you do about it? Well, the first thing we got to talk about is some changes that are coming in this industry, some changes that are coming when it comes to medical debts being reported on your credit report. And for all of you coming into the room, of course, if you don't know me, I am known as the credit doctor, Angelo McCutcheon, been helping people repair their credit for over 15 years. Have a company called the Faithful Credit Group, and we have been educating people. We have been helping them repair their credit. We have a team of lawyers, consumer lawyers, who works with our company, who helps our clients get violations off their credit report, get them some money back when things like that happen. So we've been helping people for years clean up their credit. And I'm somebody who actually had bad credit years ago, and I took my scores from the low 400 to the 800 plus. I did it in close to 2 years because I was just starting out learning how to repair my credit. And so I've been helping people ever since. Now, whether you're a doctor or a lawyer or a police officer or a teacher or a UPS driver, no matter who you are, we have helped people in all walks of life who have suffered and struggled with bad credit. Thanks for the hearts. You TikTok people, thanks for the hearts. Appreciate that. Right. And so what I do now, my way of giving back is using social media to give you information on how you can clean up your credit, give you information on how to deal with debt collectors. I've got, a lot of videos here on TikTok. If you go to my page, make sure you follow me on TikTok. Got a lot of videos talking about violations and how to deal with debt collectors, collection letters, things like that. We give this information for free, our way of giving back, because of all the people that we've been able to help over the years. And because of that, our company's growing leaps and bounds by just helping people. And that, we're grateful for that. And so this is who I am. This is what I've been doing. You can follow me on TikTok. You can follow me on Instagram at the Credit Doctor or Credit Repair 64 on Instagram, the Credit Doctor on TikTok, my YouTube page, the Credit Repair Show on YouTube. Then I have a podcast that I do also that you can listen to on Spotify and all those other good platforms, iTunes and all that. That is also called the Credit Repair Show. And we just give out a lot of great information. So if you guys have any questions, you can ask along the way. What we're going to talk about today is medical bills, and hopefully we'll be able to go live on a regular basis. As long as you guys continue to follow and participate and ask questions, we will go live on a consistent basis to give you the information that you need. We're actually going to start a series, right? A video series on all violations that you can actually sue credit debt collectors or the creditor or the credit bureaus, violation that they have on your credit reports that you can actually sue them for and get money back. These are violations. We're going to go over at least 10 violations that we're going to deal. We're going to take one at a time. It's a lot of them, but we're probably going to do about 10 shows just on credit violations found on your credit report or debt collection letters. All right, so we're talking about medical debt. So let's talk about first of all, the good thing that's going to take place when it comes to medical debts. Now, the credit bureaus, after the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau came out with this finding earlier this year on how bad medical debts are being reported on people's credit report, right? Okay, just reading some stuff that's going on here. Yeah, so just understand that 80% of things found, well, at least 80% of things on people's credit reports deals with medical debts. Now, people say, well, how do I get medical debts deleted from my credit report? Well, first of all, let's deal with what they're going to do first. Now, the credit bureaus, TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian about 3 months ago or 2.5 months ago put out this finding or put out this information. And what they said was beginning in July 1st of 2022, that's this year, of course, July of this year, 2022, all paid medical debts will be deleted from your credit report. Let me say that again. Beginning this July of 2022, all paid medical debts will be deleted from your credit report. And that's a big thing right there. They're just going to automatically delete it. Or if you see a month pass or a month and a half pass, they haven't deleted, reach out to them and let them know. But they will be deleting all paid medical debts. Hey. Somebody else saying the hype man is in the house. Yes, the hype man is in the house. All right. So like Taz's cousin, your name didn't come up, so I don't know exactly who you are, but the hype man is in the house. So yes, that's a big thing because normally, no name came up. Lady V is in the house. That's why Taz said, hey, cuz. Okay. All right, Lady V, the wifey's in the house. All right. So listen, before I lose my train of thought, medical debts. Yes, medical debts. Now, typically, people who have paid medical debts on their credit report, up until this change, normally it would stay on your credit report for 7 years. That is 7 years from the date that you paid the medical debt. Right? So sometimes people pay their bills and they think that automatically the debt is going to be deleted from their credit report. And that's not true. That is not true. Right? Normally, if you pay the debt, medical debt, cell phone debt, any type of debt, right? If they don't delete it, if the company don't promise to delete it, they'll just actually change it on your credit report to a paid collection, something like a paid charge off, whatever the case may be. But now, when it comes to paid medical debts, that's what I want you guys to understand. When it comes to paid medical debts, it will be deleted, automatically deleted from your credit reports. Now, I have a lot of clients who, when it comes to medical debts, sometimes they have like 10, 15 medical debts on their credit report. It might be, like I said earlier, $10, $20, and we got to do our process to get them removed. But now with the new thing coming out, paid medical debts will automatically be deleted from your debt. Now, listen, if you're on Facebook, make sure you hit the like and hit the share button. TikTok, please share, hit that share button, give us some hearts, send us some diamonds, whatever they do here on TikTok, send us some hearts or whatever, right? And on YouTube, of course, you make sure you hit that like button, hit that share button, and hit that subscribe button. So every time we go live, you will get the notification automatically. All right. So that's the first thing. Paid medical debts will be deleted from your credit reports beginning July of this year, 2022. The second thing about medical debts that you need to know about. So normally, if a debt collector buys one of your medical debts, right? And we're only talking about medical debts right now. Normally, if they buy your medical debts, well, typically this is going to be for all debts in reality, not just medical debts, for all debts. Typically, they would have at least 6 months before they can report it on your credit report, right? Because first, they're supposed to reach out to you, let you know that, hey, we have one of your debts, and you have the right to dispute this information within 30 days, all that good stuff that they will put in the letter or tell you over the phone. And if you don't do any of that, then within 60 days, 6 months, they will put it on your credit report. Now, with this new change, a debt collector who buys your debt now have to wait one whole year before they can put it on your credit report. That's right. Beginning in 2022, any debt collector that buys any one of your medical debts, they have to wait one whole year before they can put it on your credit report. If they put it on there earlier than that, guess what? You can actually sue them, and you can sue the credit bureau who allows it to go on there. That's a violation, and we'll talk about that when we get into violations that you can actually sue a debt collector for. So that's good news right there. So number one, if you have any paid medical bills, paid medical debts, it will be deleted from your credit report. right? It will be deleted from your credit reports. And then number two, beginning in July of this year, 2022, when a debt collector purchases your debt from the month of July on, they will have to wait 1 whole year before they can actually place it on your credit report. So that gives you an opportunity to dispute that information or settle with them or whatever you want to do, pay it off or do a settlement or just dispute it. But they have to wait 1 whole year before they can actually put it on your credit report. How great is that? And the third thing, can I get some hearts just for that information? Can I get some hearts? Can I get some thumbs up? Right? Just for that information. Right. And then the third thing, beginning in 2023, beginning in the year 2023, any medical debts that's under $500, or it might be $500 or less. I'm going to say under $500 will no longer be reported on your credit report. Think about that real quick. Beginning in 2023, any medical debts that's under $500 will no longer be reported on any one of your credit reports. So you will stop seeing medical debts for $20 and $9 and $10 and $100 and $150 or $170. Like those $10, medical bills that show up on your credit report for $10 and $20 and $30. How crazy is that? But believe it or not, debt collectors actually put that on your credit report. There you go. Thanks for the hearts. Thanks for the thumbs up. Again, if you're on a Facebook page, make sure you give StreamYard access so I can see your comments. Otherwise, your comments will only show up on my Facebook page, and I only see it when I get off here because I'm streaming from StreamYard, all right, using their platform. Hey, Brother Levi's in the building. Brother Levi is in the building. What's up, my good brother, my good friend? Yes, that is great news. Yes, and this is information that people need to know. So make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that share button as well. TikTok, we're streaming on TikTok. We're streaming on two of my Facebook Live pages. We're streaming on my YouTube page. We're getting this information out to everybody, or as many people as we possibly can. So you can help us by sharing it, hitting the share button. So yes, so there's 3 things right there. 3 things right there. Let's go over that before we talk about something else. 3 things. Number 1, beginning July of this year, 2022, if you have any paid medical debt sitting on your credit report, it will be deleted. Now, why is that good again? Because when you get a paid or you get a collection on your credit report, it will take your score down a whole lot. And then if you pay it, the only thing they're gonna do if they haven't agreed to delete it, the creditor, they'll just leave it on your credit report as a paid collection, and that will stay there for 7 years. But now if it's a paid collection, it will be deleted automatically. And then the second thing that we said, a debt collector now who buys your medical debt, any one of your medical debt that you may have in the future, they have to wait 1 whole year before they can put it on your credit report. Gives you the right now to dispute it, pay it, settle it, whatever you want to do, but they can't just throw it on your credit report to make your score go down when you're trying to buy a house. I mean, haven't you ever was in a process of purchasing a home, and then all of a sudden this collection hit your credit report and the mortgage lender sees that and be like, oh no, your score just went down. Oh, we got to hold off on this mortgage until you clean up this collection debt. So again, the government or the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau is trying to help us in that area where things like that don't affect us. And right now they're starting with medical debts. So a debt collector beginning 2022 is going to have to wait one whole year before they can put it on your credit report. And then the third thing, as we just said, beginning in 2023, any medical debts that's under $500 will no longer be reported on your credit report. It's what the credit bureau says, what TransUnion says, what Equifax says, what Experian. The three major credit bureaus have come out and said. So if it's under $500, and I believe 500 under, but I'm gonna say under $500, it will no longer be reported on your credit report. Real quick. Okay, I'm gonna take care of that. Just had to block somebody real quick for just putting stuff in there that had nothing to do with what we're talking about. All right, so we're talking credit repair, medical debts, right? Now, you might say, okay, July is coming up, right? In a few more months, what can I do about some of my medical debts that are reporting now on my credit report? Well, what we do, here's what you have to understand about medical debts being reported on your credit report, right? Because there's something called the Hipaa laws, right? The Hipaa laws. And the Hipaa laws basically says that, if you don't give your doctor authorization or hospital authorization to put out your medical debt, your medical surgeries and certain information, then they can't give that information to anybody. Type of surgery, how much it costs, x-rays, things like that. That you're protected by the Hipaa laws, and that's a big thing. Anybody who violates the Hipaa laws can really be sued big time. And debt collectors know that when it comes to medical bills, right? So they're allowed to get certain information, like how much you owe and who you owe it to, the doctor's office or a dentist or a hospital, right? But they can't get information that tells them the types of surgery you had and things like that, or x-rays and this and that. They can't get that. That's private information. You actually have to sign off for that. So when you're dealing with medical debts, you gotta, when you write into these debt collectors, let them know that, hey, I did not authorize my doctor, I did not authorize any doctor of mine to give out certain information. And before you place any of this information on my credit report, be sure that you are not violating the Hipaa laws. Like just putting that out there. You can format that in any way you want to do, but just putting that out there lets medical debt collectors who bodies, wary, like, hey, we can be sued if we put out too much information or we put out information that we're not to do. Now we're not supposed to. All right. So that's basically how you deal with that. Just use the word Hipaa laws, right? And they get nervous about that. Right. So yes, that's good. And again, if you guys have any questions about this, feel free to just drop it in a comment. TikTok, you can drop it in there, and we'll answer any question that you have. And we're dealing with medical debts right now. We gave you the three reasons of the changes that are coming. I want you to know that, again, collections. And when it comes to debt collectors, let's just talk about debt collectors right now. When it comes to debt collectors or debt buyers, right? Here's what you need to know about them. So there's a difference, like literally there's a difference between a debt buyer and a debt collector, which it kind of sounds the same, but a lot of times they have different functions, right? They all fall under debt collectors, but a debt buyer is a person and or company that actually buys your debt. Now, it could be a medical debt, it could be a cell phone debt, it could be a credit card debt, it could be any kind of debt, but they'll buy your debt for pennies on the dollar. So let's just say you owe Capital One $5,000. A debt buyer will buy that debt from Capital One, and typically they'll buy it in bulk, but they'll buy that $5,000 debt for probably like $500. And then they'll go after you for the whole $5,000. That's basically how they make their money. So they buy these debts real cheap, and then go after you for the whole amount. And that's when they start calling you, sending you collection letters, things like that, right? And some of them even try to harass you, try to make you pay before you understand what your rights are. And you want to be careful about that too. But that's a debt buyer. A debt collector can basically do the same thing, but a debt collector, most of the times, they will be sold a debt from the original creditor, and they will be like, so say, hey, if you guys can collect on this debt for us, we will give you a percentage of the debt. So a debt collector may just contract to collect the debt on behalf of the original creditor. They won't own the debt, but they'll just be contracted out to go after you and try to get the debt. So using that same example of Capital One, let's say you owe Capital One $5,000. Capital One goes after you, reach out to you, and then they say, okay, we're not going to do that. What we're going to, they write it off, charge it off, whatever the case may be. And then what they'll do is say, hey, portfolio recovery. Let's just use them as an example. Portfolio recovery. Listen, we have this $5,000 debt. If you will collect this debt for us, like if you start harassing the consumer for this debt, we will give you a percentage of that. We may give you $2,000 if you collect this debt for us. So what that means is Capital One still owns the debt. So the debt collector becomes portfolio recovery. I'm just using them for an example. And then they will be the ones who call you and try to get the money from you. So in that case, like some people say, well, hey, I want to pay this debt. Like, who do I pay it to? Do I pay it to Capital One or do I pay it to portfolio recovery? Well, the first thing you have to do is find out who owns the debt. If you find out that Capital One, if you call Capital One and say, hey, I want to make a settlement with you, and they say, okay, we can do that, then they still own the debt. Now, if a debt buyer comes in and buys the debt from Capital One, when you talk to Capital One, they're going to tell you, hey, you got to talk to LV&V because they own the debt now. We can't collect on it because we basically sold it to them. You have to call them up and make a settlement with them. That's the difference between a debt buyer and a debt collector. Now, a debt buyer can be a debt collector as well. It all fits in. But a lot of times when you see on your credit report, it may say debt buyer, sold to debt buyer. That means they actually own the debt. They bought the debt. All right. Or if it says debt collector, that just may mean, hey, they're just trying to collect it on behalf of the original creditor. So that's good to know. That's really, really good to know when it comes to how do I determine who actually really owns this debt that they claim that I owe. Now, when a debt buyer comes after you for a debt, they call you or they send you a collection letter. And let me say this, if you're getting collection letters, right? If you're getting collection letters from debt collectors, a lot of times in those debt collection letters, there are violations in that letter. Not all of them, but a lot of times our attorneys find violation, meaning that there are some things they cannot say, and then there are some things they're supposed to say when they send you those collection letters. And when they don't do it, or when they don't say it, or they put information in there that they're not supposed to, that becomes a violation, which we'll talk about in later videos. But what I'm saying to you right now, if you have any debt collection letters and you would like for us, my company, to look over them with our consumer attorneys, then please email them to me. All you got to do is email them to me. There's no charge for that. Just email me the letters. We will turn them over to our consumer attorneys. They will go over them, let us know whether you have a violation or not. And we'll tell you, no, there's no violation in that. Oh, yes, there is a violation. The attorneys would like to actually sue them on your behalf. Listen, how great is that? You and our attorneys, you don't never have to pay them any money for any work that they do when they're looking over these debt collection letters. You don't have to pay them a dime. But if they find violations, they can get you up to $1,000 per violation. It could be anywhere from $300 to $1,000, anywhere in between. So hit me up with those debt collection letters. You can hit me up at credit repair. My email is creditrepair64 at gmail.com. Hold on, let's see if we can put this in the comment here. My email. Okay, so you'll see there the credit repair show, my email. There you go. So it's just popping up now, right? Just send me those letters. Just send me those letters. We'll contact you, let you know. We'll send them over to our attorneys and let you know whether there's a violation or not. But listen, that's free of charge. That's a service we provide free of charge, right? If you're interested in our services, and you want to know how we can help you, well, then we would have to give you a free consultation because we want to look over your credit reports and see what's on there, see if you actually really need us or not, right? So we'll give you a free consultation. Again, just email me and let me know. TikTok, you'll see my email on my profile. Right? We'll go over your credit reports, go over things to help you improve your credit score, things like that. And then if you decide you want to hire us for our service, we'll talk about that as well. All right, so we're here to help you, but we're here to give you free information. We're here to encourage you, to let you know that you do not have to live with bad credit. Absolutely, you do not have to live with bad credit. Now, can I get some thumbs up for that? TikTok, come on, give me some more hearts. We got 404 likes. Give me some more likes. Give me some more likes. Give a thumbs up and hearts. Facebook, appreciate it. So let's make it happen. Let's make it happen. We're talking to you about all things credit and credit repair. Oh, like kind of lost them. Okay, we're back. Okay, lost out there a little bit, but we are back. All right. So again, when we talk about medical, and we're going to kind of wrap this up a little bit here, but as we talk about medical, that's what we want you to understand, the new changes that's coming. Again, let me repeat it because people are coming in and out of these TikToks and YouTube and Facebook. And again, so let me just repeat what we've talked about when it comes to medical debts. There are 3 changes that are coming when it comes to medical debts being reported on your credit report. Number 1, beginning July of this year, 2022, all paid medical debts will be deleted from your credit report. Number 2, when a debt collector buys your debt, they now will have to wait, a medical debt, they now will have to wait 1 whole year before they can place it on your credit report. And then number 3, beginning in 2023, the year 2023, any medical debts that's under $500 will not be reported on your credit report anymore. So those are the great 3 things that we wanted to inform you about, let you know about. And then we just talked a little bit about if you have any collection letters that debt collectors have been sending you. My email is right there, TikTok. My email is on my profile. Everybody else, we put it in a comment. Just reach out to creditrepair64 at gmail.com. Creditrepair64 at gmail.com. Send us your collection letters. We'll turn them over to our attorneys and see if we can get you some money back. Right? We can, if there's a violation, attorneys are good. And let me say this again. And I'm going to say this a lot. Number 1, if you are working with a credit repair company or person and they are not working with a consumer attorney, then you're only winning half the battle. I believe every credit repair person, company should be working with consumer attorneys, attorneys that know about the Fair Credit Reporting Act and the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act, because there are a lot of violations that's on your credit report that you can sue and get money back for. Over the last 5 years, going on 5 years, this year will be 5 years that we've been working with attorneys, we have had debt collectors pay out a total of over, we're probably like $180,000 or $90,000. Let me say this again. With our consumer attorneys we've been working with over the last 5 years, they have filed so many lawsuits against debt collectors for violating our clients' rights that we have had them pay out, I'm gonna say about over 108, at least this point right now. I'm gonna say $170,000. $170,000. What does that mean? That means our clients have gotten one or two checks. They've gotten checks for as low as $300, as high as $1,500, $2,000, $25,000. Well, I think our biggest award was $22,000. So anywhere flow from $300 to $22,000. That's what makes our company so successful, because we've been working with consumer attorneys. So not only do we get items deleted from your credit report that's reporting as inaccurate information or unverifiable information or information that's incomplete, right? Because you can only get things deleted from your credit report that's inaccurate, unverifiable, or incomplete. Because the law says that anything that goes on your credit report, it has to be 100% accurate. And if it's not accurate, 100% accurate, then it either has to be fixed or it has to be deleted from your credit report. And this is what we've been able to do to help our clients get items deleted. And with our attorneys, those who had violations, we've been able to file lawsuits on behalf of our clients. And when they win, and guess what? They don't pay. And again, let me say it again, with our consumer attorneys that we work with, our clients never have to pay them a dime for the work that they do. So you say, well, how is that? That's because the Fair Credit Reporting Act, there's a provision in the law that says that a lawyer, a consumer lawyer, a lawyer who files suit against a debt collector or credit bureaus or original creditor, they can make them pay their attorney fees. And because of that, you never have to pay our attorneys attorney fees, which can range from anywhere from $3,000 to $10,000, depending on the work that they do. You will never have to pay that, but you will get the benefit of getting items deleted from your credit report through a lawsuit and getting money back. So if that interests you and you know somebody, then reach out to us. My email, creditrepair64@gmail.com. Facebook, you can messenger me. TikTok, my email is there, my profile. You can hit me up there. Just say I want a free consultation, like to know more about your services, and we will do that. We will hook up with you, give you an over the phone free consultation, let you know how we can actually help you, and then we can take it from there. All right. So with that in mind, I appreciate everyone coming on. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for the hearts. Thank you for the thumbs up. TikTok, thank you for all the likes that you send. Appreciate that. And hopefully we'll be back. I don't want to say when, but we'll be back more often than we was doing before. All right. Especially with tax season now over with. We can focus a little bit more on our lives, our Facebook lives. All right. So everyone, you know what we always say, number one, you do not have to live with bad credit. There is something you can do about it. And as we close out, we say to everybody, stay blessed. Whatever you do, stay blessed. But what's even more important is that you are a blessing. And with that, we say,